Did you like it?
I loved it. Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Hayden. What's up, Hayden?
Endgame, baby. Endgame.
So you were right. You called it.
I called it. From the moment the movie finished, I'm like, the next one's the Endgame. Like, they're not going to go from Infinity War to Infinity Gauntlet because, it sounds like it's less climactic than a war. And they're not going to go to Annihilation because, well, it doesn't really tell you much about the film because it's like they already have been annihilated. So why would the next one be called Annihilation? Unless you're bringing Annihilus in. But, yeah, I just like, it had to be Endgame because this is the Endgame that they're in now.
Right. So
yeah.
Here's the thing. For those of you who are just tuning in, the Avengers trailer was released, minutes ago?
I think so.
About maybe 10 minutes ago or more?
Blew up hard.
Yeah, it hit hard, and great first trailer.
Yeah.
It wasn't too flashy music. It was just, look, everybody just died, half the population. So
yeah.
I included the trailer in the link below, so you guys could watch the trailer while you're watching us talk about it, or you go watch the trailer first, then you can watch us. But I thought, you don't think about certain things. Like, you don't think that, like, Tony Stark's in the middle of nowhere, no way to get home. He's going to die. No food, no water.
Marvel to show up and save him or something.
Probably going to happen. Yeah.
Well, he did Nebula, so I'm assuming she's going to fix the ship and he's going to help her and they're going to get home, but they're going to get sucked in a wormhole and go back in time or something. I don't know.
Well, it looks like we were all wrong about the Ant-Man thing. Like, he gets out of there and he goes to the Avengers immediately. Yeah. So there's not going to be no... I mean, maybe there is some time hopping or something. Maybe he's traveling through stuff to get pieces to defeat Thanos. I don't know. But everybody watch the trailer below for Avengers Endgame and then come back and watch this cast.
Because you're over in the States, so things usually are different over there. But over here... like, everyone I know, within 3 minutes, I was getting messages with everyone. Like, it's 1 a.m. here. Everyone's up watching this trailer. And it's like, oh, my God, how big is this movie going to be?
Oh, it's going to be, like, I think, well over $2 billion.
Like, people who I know, like my sister, who are, like, they're casual fans and, like, friends of mine, they're messaging me, like, print screens of their phone with just floods of messages of this trailer. Like, I've never seen, within 10 minutes, anything blow up so quickly ever. Like, there's already a million hits on the trailer. There's already a million hits.
It's going to be the biggest seen trailer in history.
If it's good, if the movie's good, mark my words, it will beat Avatar if it's good.
Oh, I think it could beat Avatar.
Because I think so many people who didn't see Infinity War at the cinemas saw it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So and now everybody's pumped for this. And it looks great.
We want the Endgame. We want to see what happens. We want to see how they defeat Thanos, how they restore everybody to life. And obviously they do, because we got Spider-Man Far From Home, which Spidey fights Mysterio. Trailer's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Spider-Man trailer is tomorrow, and Godzilla trailer is Sunday. So we are just getting it one after the other, and we're also getting a Star Wars Episode 9 and Frozen 2 trailer or teaser sometime this month.
Yeah, I think we're getting Star Wars.
With Kylo Ren having a new mask.
Well, I don't want to get too much into that right now. We'll do the Avengers.
Yeah, it's all about the Endgame right now. So, here's the thing. This movie right now is ripples. I mean, everybody's watching the trailer over and over and over and over and over again. For those of you who were really, like, my son Joe did not want to see the trailer because he don't want to see any trailer. This doesn't spoil anything.
No.
All right?
No.
It's just, everybody knows the snap. The Avengers are talking about the snap. Then they're just talking, what are we going to do? We got, this is, whatever. They're grouping together. There's nothing in the trailer that will ruin the movie experience for you. Like, I know people don't want to watch trailers sometimes because they don't want them to get spoiled. There's nothing in here that spoils anything. You can watch this trailer and not be spoiled.
Before the credits of the movie even start.
Yeah, this is like the first
from an opening scene. It looks like the opening 5 minutes of the movie is getting everyone into place. And from that, if it's going to be like a 2 hour, 2.5 to 3 hour movie, like they've been teasing, and this is only the first 5 minutes, we got no idea what the plot is and how big this thing's going to be.
You know, something in the trailer kind of got me, like, I was just looking at it like my eye was like this, because Captain America, I know Peggy Carter, you know, she died. Peggy Carter, old age, right? But I thought that he had a romance with the niece, and then I thought he had. People are saying he had a romance with Black Widow now.
I don't think so,
because he's opening up like that's his love right there. So for some reason, I get the impression that something could happen where he's going to be sent to the past.
Well, I think from what it looks like, the Sharon Carter relationship doesn't really matter, because if this is going to be like the end of Steve Rogers' story, possibly, then we don't really need to touch upon Sharon Carter. It will go back to the start of the story with Peggy. It'll all be about Peggy for the last story. So what it looked like was that the compass was leading him on a journey back to Peggy through time or something. Like they were in the Quinjet going back in time. That's what it looked like. Like, because Black Widow said, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you ready?" or whatever. And he's looking at Peggy in the watch, going, "Yeah." So
he's going to go back in time. Probably they're going to probably time hop all over the place to try to find or build a weapon to try to reverse the Infinity Gauntlet, possibly.
Maybe they go through and use the
What's that?
It was all cutting out and going weird.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe they're going to use the quantum transporter with the Quinjet to fly the Quinjet through the quantum realm to come out the other side.
Oh, what do you mean, from Ant-Man's technology?
Ant-Man's going to bring them the tech. Because Ant-Man's going to be freaking out going, "I've just slipped through a wormhole." And they'll get the Quinjet, go through the wormhole, and come out. We have
to figure out how he got out, too, because...
Well, I'm assuming it'll be like Ant-Man 1, where he just hit the buzzer again and came back out.
That's probably what happened, right?
Yeah. He probably just freaked out for a second because there was no one on the other end. And
he probably, just in case, like last time, like, you know, carried an extra one with him.
Yeah. You see Captain America's face when he sees Ant-Man. He's like, "Is that now?" Like, he's like freaking out.
Right. Like in other words, they need all the help they can get, you know, and it's like, it's kind of messed up, though. It's like, poor Ant-Man got like thrown to the dust. Like, you know, he helped that Captain America and he got screwed over.
No one cares about him now.
No, but you know what's going to happen too? I think they're going to resolve everything about the Accords being set up by the Skrulls.
Yeah.
And that's going to be done with, and then they're going to be doing whatever the hell they want to do again.
Well, look at it from this point of view, right? They've literally, this is the first Avengers movie with Ant-Man and Rocket. It's almost close to the original Avengers lineup from the original comic, because now they've got.
Rocket wasn't part of that, but
yeah, but like, he might not even come on the adventure. You know what I mean? He might just kind of be in the movie for a bit.
See, the Russo brothers had said that they would come back and do another Avengers if it was Secret Wars. Now, Secret Wars, of course, is...
I thought this was going to be Secret Wars for a long time.
Well, see, it's all a matter of your interpretation of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
The original Secret Wars was the Beyonderer, who's an alien, is all-powerful, and he takes all the superheroes and supervillains off Earth to battle on this battle world thing, right?
Ragnarok.
New Secret Wars 3, but they call it Secret Wars, is that the Marvel Universe is at war with other universes because they're going to bump into each other and they have to destroy that universe in order for their universe to survive. I don't like that.
That's not what we're talking about, because he said that as a kid he read Secret Wars over and over in the 80s, and that must be the original Secret Wars.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Or it might be a mixture of both. And it might be that they fight. This is how they would bring in X-Men, Deadpool, all those people from that universe into this universe.
Because I had a theory that Avengers 3 was going to be Infinity War, then Avengers 4 was going to be Secret Wars, and it was going to end with everyone thrown into this battle royale sort of pit. And then we were going to go, because this is years ago, this is when they first announced Avengers, and I thought, oh well, obviously Spider-Man's going to get the symbiote, and they're going to do the Venom thing. But now Sony have Venom, so that's going to make it a lot harder because now they've launched Venom, and they're not going to do the black suit now. So that sucks.
Yeah.
But
see, the way I see it now is that they're going to build up these Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And then the biggest one's going to be a Wars movie, meaning Infinity War was the big one. Secret Wars will be the big one. So you'll have Avengers 5, you'll have Avengers 6, might be.
Avengers 7 will be Secret Wars.
It's like they'll build like 2 Avengers movies into that. So
they're going to have to earn it again. Well, they're going to have to earn the hype again. You know what I mean? We can't just
build it up.
We can't just have another ultimate climax again because it's not a climax. This has to have, because if this film is meaningless and has no repercussions on anything, no one dies, nothing happens, and then we just have another Avengers movie, then it's going to kind of be like, well, what was the point of building this up to be the big climax of anything? Like they've got to they can keep everyone now, and then they can kind of flip back to basics for Phase 4 and start introducing new heroes and new villains. Right. And then
that's the goal. See, they're introducing externals. They're introducing a whole bunch of teams, different things. So that they're going to start doing that with Phase 4, Phase 5, culminating in Phase 6, probably.
The main heroes technically can just come back for the team-up movies. They don't have to have standalones anymore.
Yes, that's the whole thing. It's like you will probably see everybody return eventually.
But once in the next 5 years, though, they'll have a break for 10 years. So then when they come back, it'll be, oh, wow, Phase 6 is ending. Everyone's back for Secret Wars, which will be 10 times bigger.
See, here's the thing. Sony already spoiled it, but the potential people who don't want to be spoiled about, I guess, the ending of Avengers Endgame. Spoilers, here we go. Spider-Man Far From Home probably opens with the funeral of Tony Stark, right?
Yeah.
And probably what you're going to find out at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home and after credits scene is that Tony Stark comes back to life or is alive, sort of like the comics or something like that, which they'll save him for the big movie. Yeah. Thor's going to be alive. They may do a Captain America thing where somebody else becomes Captain America for a movie or two.
Winter Soldier or Bucky, or Falcon, because of this TV series clearly.
What's probably going to happen is they're going to go what they did originally, where the America tried to get another guy, but this guy was unstable.
Yeah.
And later he became U.S. agent. They named him Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Meaning but he was a nut, and they had to get Captain America back. Basically Steve Rogers had to come back as Captain America, take this guy out, and because he was not mentally stable to be, and he was a nut. He was killing people and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. So he took a whole bunch of hate mongers and he killed them it was just
Yeah.
So they're going to probably play around with that, a Captain America 4 is new Captain America, and then that won't last.
Who is going to be Captain America? That's the question that they'll play up. It will.
So they're talking about John Cena or something.
Oh hell no!
But here's the thing: they're not going to create someone that's likable.
Yeah.
Because they got to create somebody that's not likable. Where you want Steve Rogers
at the end of the movie, maybe he comes out and kills.
The movie will feature Steve Rogers being himself and as a superhero, but he'll be the captain, but not Captain America.
But then he'll put the mantle back at the end of the movie, though.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, they'll have a confrontation, and which will lead into it'll be like Captain America versus Captain America in the 5th Captain America movie.
Because I love the Captain America movies. Yeah. They're like my favorite series. So
at the end of the 5, it will establish the status quo that Steve Rogers is Captain America, and then they'll have to deal with the X-Men and different things in Secret Wars or whatever. Yeah,
I think
we're gonna have A versus X, though. We're gonna after Marvel builds up X-Men for 5 years, then we will have A versus X.
Yeah,
but that Secret Wars will probably come first.
It's exciting possibilities, but I think this movie coming now, is like.
Oh, this movie is going to be amazing.
This is what I'm most excited for because, like, you know what I mean. This is what the build up been. This is like the full. This is like the what would you, in Doctor Who terms, journey's end of Doctor Who. So it's gonna be a huge ending. And
and it's long too.
Hopefully, it's just a good movie. I just want a fun.
I think it'll be great.
It's fun like the first Avengers. There's a lot of them not getting along. You know that Hawkeye's going to beat the shit out of Tony when he gets back to Earth because you remember how he locked it all up and he was so pissed at him. Like,
well, I mean, you may have people mad at the Hulk because you know the Hulk won't come out. So maybe Thor might pick on Banner to get the Hulk out and say, "Yo, wake up, let's go." You know, we gotta.
Banner are going to split at the end. By the end,
you think that Banner and the Hulk are going to split? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Hulk's going to be his own character who goes into space and deals with Guardians, Thor, whoever. And I think Banner's going to stay on Earth with Black Widow. And
but just like the comics, they can't be separated because they're going to have to merge back because that's the, you know, they can never be separated for too long, you know.
They can be separated at some point, can't they?
It hasn't really happened that they've been permanently separated.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying it now again, I guess. But
because in Infinity War, it almost seemed like him and Hulk are actually two different people now inside.
Yeah, supposedly the Hulk didn't come out to fight Thanos, not because he was afraid, but because Banner wanted it. And he doesn't want to do what Banner wants to do. You know? So that's the whole thing. So if Banner did some reverse psychology, but then they're in the same body, so he would know. You know, it's like, you know. But anyway, we're going to see the Hulk punch the crap out of
I'm
Thanos.
Disappointed. Yeah. I'm disappointed, though, that that Fury's been dusted. I would have liked to see Nick Fury come back for this one.
Well, he's in Captain Marvel, but then he's going to come back in some movie. He's in Far From Home, actually.
Which I don't like. I don't like Spider-Man hanging out with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. That's just not Spider-Man to me. Yeah. But I have a feeling Mysterio might save the film.
Oh, I think Mysterio is going to dramatically make this movie on the map.
Yeah. I just hope it's not a Jamie Foxx Electro case where it's very silly and ruins the movie.
The Avengers, like with Hawkeye transforming into Ronin, that's because his family's probably dead.
Yes, that's
what he's got blades. He's got, I'm going to slice people up. No arrows.
Here's the question. There's no army of Thanos anymore. It's just Thanos chilling out on an island. So who is the villain that they're actually going to have? Who's going to make them so mad they're going to start just hammering people? Like, who are they going to take their anger out on? It can't be just Thanos because he's living it up on some paradise on his own. He's got no army left.
Right. I mean, I'm not sure. Well, supposedly, you know how you had the thing where Tony Stark, like, inadvertently created Ultron, and he's sort of like, you know, saying like he could become a villain.
Yeah.
Tony Stark, and if left too much, you know, maybe. I mean, we heard rumors that Tony Stark, whatever reasoning, maybe loses it, does something, and becomes a bigger villain than Thanos. I hope they don't do that.
I think so.
Yeah, I hope they don't make him like, you know, Kang the Conqueror or whatever. I mean, I've heard stuff like that, or or Eternity. I don't know. They're mixing things up. That's not the way it is in the comics, you know.
I don't think that.
But he did turn evil in the comics.
Yeah.
And then he died. And then the weird thing is Franklin Richards brought him back to life, and it was like a whole weird thing. I mean, but anyway, I honestly think that Nebula probably will find She'll probably find Tony Stark.
Yeah. I just want to question though, like, who is actually going to be the villain? Because I think in the end it might be Thanos who turns around and says, because of what I've done, the universe is even worse.
He unsnaps it?
He'll unsnap it himself. I think there will be another villain in the movie.
Because maybe the villain that's there wants the whole universe to be destroyed.
Yeah.
And now he's going to uneven the equation.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a threat to Thanos' ideology. How are they going to fight? So Thanos will snap them back because now it's uneven again. So, you know. But you're going to find out everybody there, you know, it's your interpretation of being even. You know, maybe the fact that all those extra people are there is to take out whatever type of villain, you know.
Well, I think by the third act, this is just a guess, a crazy guess. I think by the third act of the movie, the snap will be undone, and the last battle will have everyone back. Everyone will be there for the last battle.
I mean, it would have been nice if they could have put the Silver Surfer in there, or Adam Warlock.
It's not time yet.
Right, because what happened, I mean, eventually, I guess Gamora will be with the Infinity Watch.
Yeah.
They're, like, not with the Guardians. And the Infinity Watch each have one of the gems to watch over, so then the Gauntlet never gets reformed.
So can the gems ever be destroyed?
All the gems were destroyed except for, I believe, the Time Gem.
Okay.
But the Time Gem could basically reverse it to make all the gems back. Like, basically, the Time Gem is probably the most important gem because it could restore.
Fair enough.
All the gems, really.
Yeah.
But as we learned in the recent comic book, Infinity Wars, you cannot go to another alternate universe, grab the gauntlet, come back, and try to use it. Because it's actually useless.
So
it only works.
It's cemented to one universe.
Right. Like they tried that. They're like, all right, we got to take this person out. And then it's like, oh, it doesn't do anything. You know, it's like, okay. You know, no powers or nothing. It's like dead.
It's like if you had a girlfriend and then a clone of your girlfriend came in the room. It's not the same because, you know,
it doesn't work at all. Right.
It just looks similar. It doesn't actually have
it doesn't work at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
I mean,
what are you going to do? Because you've got 3 hours to wrap everything up. There's probably going to be a new threat, a new army to take down.
Well, what I think they're going to do is, even though the deal is going to be signed, I think they're allowed to show something from the Fox merger. I think they might be allowed to show like a thing in the after credits with maybe X-Men or Deadpool or something.
The only problem with that, though, because I know what you're saying, the only problem with that is Dark Phoenix still isn't out by then.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know if people keep saying, yeah, we don't know if that's going to come out, period, because there's been reshoots with that, even New Mutants.
But even if
it's probably not happening, period.
Yeah. If it does come out, though, it would be too soon to promote new X-Men when the old X-Men are still coming to theaters. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like promoting the new Doctor when the Capaldi has another season left, and they've already got the new Doctor announced.
I think with this movie, I don't think that Thanos is going to be dead at the end of the movie either. I think he's going to be around. He's just going to be around, you know. But you know what they might do? You know what they might do? That, like, they might, he might snap everybody back into existence, including probably Loki. But he might also snap Hela back into existence.
Possibly.
And she could be his Mistress Death, even though they're not going to show the embodiment of death in here. She will be, like, he hooks up with her at the end. Or something.
I just think Thanos is a villain who they tried to show him as the hero in Infinity War. So as the audience, he is...
Well, he's not really a hero at all. He's just a nut.
His own perspective. They tried to show things from his point of view and what he was thinking.
First of all, killing off half the universe is not any type of hero anyway.
As an audience member, he's not a villain that I look at and go, get him, I want him to die. You know what I mean? It's not like that. He's not
like when he's fighting Tony Stark, he's like, you know, they're not going to remember you. Like, he's talking to him like a normal person.
You know, like
a villain, before he's fighting him, you know?
Who's a really bad villain who you're watching and you just want the hero to kill him. You're like, kill him.
Right. Like Red Skull, you would want the hero to kill Red Skull because he's a freaking Nazi.
Thanos is like, you know, like a Doc Ock type, where it's kind of like you understand what he thinks he's doing.
Right.
So I can't see that every Avenger going off to get the ultimate revenge on Thanos, because I don't feel like that's enough.
See, the thing is, there used to be a thing with the Avengers being conflicted in the comics that they would not kill, and then there was some Avengers that wanted to kill. Yeah. But in this situation, I don't see anybody trying to save Thanos. I think they're all would kill Thanos. I mean, like Thanos wiped out their families, their friends. They're gonna kill Thanos. They're going to kill Thanos. They're
I
gonna.
know.
They have.
My question is that the action scenes. Who are they fighting in all the action throughout the movie?
You know what I think is going to happen? I think we're going to see all the people that got snapped fight Thanos on Soul World, because maybe maybe there wasn't. See, I keep saying that he put an incantation on the gem, right. Doctor Strange. So even like the moment that it's used, it effed up the gauntlet. Like if you saw the gauntlet got messed up, right? I think it has to do with him, an incantation that he did, but he probably did a thing where the souls are going to haunt him, Thanos, and he's going to go to Soul World. He's going to hear Gamora in his head. He's going to go there, and they're going to fight him. Like you're going to see Black Panther and Spider-Man and everybody the Guardians. They're all going to like attack him in Soul World.
You think all of the characters are in Soul World?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like everyone wakes up in this wasteland going, where are we? In like,
right.
Like refugees kind of thing. People like...
There's going to be this planet that, like Soul World, that is so big that it could house half the universe in there.
Yeah.
Because that's basically, they all went one place. You know what I'm saying?
Them into another universe, and that's why...
Well, that's it. They're in the quantum realm, probably.
What if Spider-Man is not in the MCU anymore because he's been snapped into...
Well, we heard a rumor that at the end of the movie they were going to be in a different universe, which would not work. I don't think that's going to happen. Because how are you going to be in a different universe? That's not really your Aunt May. That's not really your friends. That's not... You know what I'm saying? Like, that's... I don't think that would work.
Maybe we get the real Peter Parker that we want.
You know, it's so funny that they were going to ask Tobey Maguire to be in it, but I think the movie company said no because it would confuse stuff. That's bullcrap. But they need to get Tobey Maguire in there.
They kill him off.
What's that?
He dies.
Yeah. Well, that's not the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man anyway, though.
No, but it's supposed to be the one they wanted to divorce.
Similar.
Could you imagine if they killed him? I'd be so upset.
Listen, I said the whole opening, and I know we keep going off topic, but the whole opening for Spider-Verse, for a real live action, you could have Doc Ock show up in the harbor with the device in another universe that could puncture the hole in another universe. And Tom Holland has to fight Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, and then there's a thing that opens to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe. And there you go.
Could you imagine, like...
I would lose my crap if I saw that.
Yeah, there's so many like multiverses in TV and movies now, like dimension traveling. Could you imagine if Doctor Who never came back in 2005? I reckon it's Doctor Who's fault.
It always goes back to Doctor Who. No, but see, the thing is that the whole theory and string theory, the multi-universe theory, everybody is accepting that though lately.
Yeah.
Like once that theory was created, everybody's like, yeah, probably, because I have deja vu all the time, so probably you live in somewhere else in another universe.
Do you think Doctor Who made it popular in like science fiction fandom?
See, one universe, Doctor Who's not talking to a frog, so there you go. It's like back to Thanos, though. He's got like a weapon, a sword or something, or some. He's got some weird weapon.
I have to watch it again because I only got to see it once. So
he wasn't in it at all. They didn't show him in it.
I might just play the trailer in the background, no sound. So on the trailer on YouTube, it just says Marvel's Avengers. It doesn't actually have the title on the video.
Oh, I have it on mine. It says at the end, Avengers Endgame. Yeah.
No. The video title was just Marvel Studios Avengers official trailer.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I don't know why you'd hide the title. Why would you just not? What Endgame?
Well, the head of the cinematic universe is like, yeah, that was stupid that they're trying to build it up like it's amazing. He's like, I told them to stop doing that because again, that's not the big reveal of a title. That did fall flat. So they're trying to like.
That was the title.
Endgame is just the Endgame. It wasn't. They were building it up like it was something dramatic. Oh, you're not going to guess it. Everybody guessed. Like a lot of people guessed. I didn't want it to be Endgame because I thought, that's just typical.
Yeah.
You know? we know it's the end game, but do you need to put it in the title? All right.
500,000 likes on the video already. And
Right.
400,000 views, which means that it has
to be like millions and millions. By the end of the day, it's going to be the greatest seen trailer in history.
Why did Cap shave the beard off? I'm disappointed.
I am not, because I got to tell you, you know, he was on the run. He was trying to disguise who he was. That's the only reason the beard was there. But now with half the people dead, you don't need to hide anything because everybody wants to know where Captain America is so they can help him. So he shaved the beard off. That's great. That's what needs to be, though. See, this is the thing. Like, all these years, we want to see what we want to see. We want to see Thanos fighting, whatever. But what nobody wants to see is nobody wants to see the Avengers different when they're fighting Thanos, right? They don't want to see, oh, you know, the Hulk doesn't come out. That sucks. You know what I'm saying? I know you're trying to do it for story purposes, but nobody wants to see that. You know, nobody wants to see a bearded Cap. Nobody wants to see Cap with a shitty shield. They want him with his shield, you know? Nobody wants to see, even the thing with his eye. That, you know what? Stop it already with Thor's eye, because the whole time you're going to be focused upon the eye that's not a different color, and you're not going to be focused on Thor. They need to just fix that and just, like, there's his eye. You know, like he's got it both.
Did you think that was actually Ultron's head in the trailer at the start?
I was looking at it, and I'm like, I thought it was Ultron. And I'm like, oh, he's going to bring him back to help out? And I'm like,
it could have been called, like, End of Ultron, like, bringing him back, like, to help out.
I was worried. I was like, oh, no. Not going to do that, are you? Like, would you restore a villain to stop a villain? No. You know, it's like, okay, no.
Protect the Earth, maybe.
And then have it destroyed 5 minutes later after everybody's tired from fighting Thanos.
I don't know. It's Thor. If you look at the trailer, there's a clip.
Although I don't think we've seen the last of Ultron, though.
Maybe not.
I mean, no, but he's going to be, when he comes back, he's going to be depowered, where he's not going to be able to, like, take over the world, but maybe take over a country. I mean, they're going to just, you know, that's what's going to happen.
Do you think Pepper's dead?
No.
Do you think? Here's the question.
Because it wouldn't make. Here's the thing. As writers, he needs to have a link. Like, Pepper is his Mary Jane to Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? So if he found out that she was dead, then it's totally morbid. Like, see, like with Spider-Man, he's so in love with Mary Jane that when he's about to die, he's like, I gotta live to see Mary Jane. I want to marry Mary Jane. I want to have a family with Mary Jane. So every time he's thinking of the person he loves to get him through the day. And right there, Tony Stark's going to die, and he's thinking of his love to get him to survive. Obviously, thinking of Pepper Potts, he found a way to survive without food or water for 4 days. You know, so he's going to find a way to get off there or send a signal to Nebula or something, and she's going to come get him, you know.
It's amazing because if you look at the trailer, Scott Lang's name's on, like, the in memoriam on the screen.
Well, they think he's dead, right.
Up at the end. Ant-Man's going to be the key, isn't he, to finishing all this?
Yeah. I just hope. I heard rumors that somebody reaches out to him in the quantum realm, like Eternity or some crap like that, that cosmic entity. And I hope they don't make it out to. Right. I hope they don't make it out to be like Tony Stark in the future.
Remember, I don't think enough people saw Ant-Man and the Wasp to do weird quantum realm stuff. You know what I mean? I think the general. Not enough people saw it, because if you show the quantum realm randomly, people are going to be like, the general audience who just watch Avengers and stuff are going to be like, what's this crap? It's too weird.
Right. Well, they introduced it in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
The quantum realm. And in Ant-Man. You know, Ant-Man.
If you look at, for example, I don't mean to bring it up again, but if you look like the Doctor Who 50th anniversary, that was the big event that general audiences were meant to watch.
Yeah.
Something like the Doctor's time stream was way too weird and confusing to just bring new people into with. You know what I mean? That's why when the 50th starts, she's just out of the time stream, because it's like, that's too confusing to introduce to people. So I think the quantum realm, it's kind of like the time stream. It's too confusing.
Well, the quantum realm was, here's the thing, it was called in the microverse. And then there was some type of legal battle with I guess micro, whatever it is, that they can't use the micro name anymore. Because I have comics where they called it the Microverse, and there was Psycho Man from the Microverse, and Spider-Man got shrunk to the Microverse. So they're not allowed to use the name Microverse, so they're calling it the Quantum, meaning multiple realms, I guess, or whatever. You know, but it was the Microverse originally.
Miniature realm.
It was the Microverse originally.
Yeah.
So, but again,
I like.
So I mean, here's the thing. You know, Tony Stark possibly dying to defeat Thanos, but have some type of failsafe that will start working to bring him back to life after his body heals in some pod or something, or maybe he'll put his consciousness in a clone body or so. I don't know, whatever. This day and age in the comics, they do the cloning thing so loosely, and it's so funny that Black Widow was killed in the comics by Hydra Cap, and then her essence was transferred into a clone body.
This is too deep.
No, but that's in the comics, right? So like,
my question
and the Red Skull came back in a clone body of Steve Rogers, so that's you know.
I just want to know, what is the plot of the movie? What's the movie going to be about? What's the
main thing is they're trying to find a way to first find him, and second reverse the effect.
Yeah.
Because also the other factors is going to be, if half the universe zapped out, planets are going to start dying because there's certain people, like on Earth, people have to monitor certain things, so things don't blow up. You know what I'm saying? And if that's going to happen everywhere, then the planets are going to be in jeopardy. The universe is in jeopardy. You know, and they're going to have to stabilize it. They probably have a limited time to do that too.
I'll share this in case you haven't seen it. We can share images, can't we?
I don't know. What are we, Avengers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can share that.
Just post
it. Yeah. Meaning that the snap is coming to them too.
That's a very nice texture they've just added to that, which is good.
I like that poster. That's cool.
I mean, I'm excited. Like, you know what I mean?
Too. Yeah, no, me too.
Apparently, this is coming from the guy who actually said the trailer was coming out. Because there was actually a guy called Daniel RPK on Twitter. He works for a superhero news site. He's the one who told everyone the trailer was coming this morning. That's where I got the link to send you, telling you it was coming out, because this guy's
right. And then Joe had sent it to me. He's like, "Yeah, I guess it's not coming out at 9 o'clock. It came out like what, a half hour more earlier than that."
Yeah, like an
hour.
I
was like, "Oh, you know," because that's what they always do stuff like that.
But what he was saying was the reason why there was no title, because there wasn't going to be a title on the trailer. It's because there actually wasn't a title for the movie yet. It was going to be called Infinity Gauntlet, Annihilation, or Endgame, and they couldn't choose a title. So they were just going to have no title. And then apparently last night they picked the title. And
did they?
There was 3 different versions of the trailer with the 3 different titles. So apparently it wasn't until like this morning that they went, "Yep, done. Just use Endgame. That's the title. Go with it."
Yeah. So we got some live chat stuff. Kaka said, "Yo." Alex said that was better than the Captain Marvel trailer. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Way better than the shitty Captain Marvel.
Green Lantern.
Captain Marvel, let me tell you, that was the weakest trailer I've ever seen.
Well, now everyone's going to forget about it because of this.
And I like Captain Marvel. That's the sad part. Andrew said, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be 2.5 hours of cosmic bliss." And Blaze says, hello. So, yeah, I am just, but you know what the weird thing is? We can't even digest this trailer.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man Far From Home is after Endgame, Avengers Endgame. So you're gonna know that, but hopefully they don't spoil anything in there.
It's too soon for a trailer for Spider-Man.
Huh?
It's too soon for the Spider-Man trailer.
I agree, though, because they need to see. This is the problem. It's like Sony now, because of Venom, they're like up here, so they're not complying with the rules, and they think, "Oh, we're gonna." we're going to put our trailer. No, because if you do that, one, you're going to have a lot of people pissed because here's the thing. I know everybody wants to see a Spider-Man trailer, but we have to digest. Like, wouldn't you want to have it on its own? Like, people are going to be so torn. Like, we got to digest the Avengers trailer. You can't just release Spider-Man trailer like the day. It's technically a Spider-Man trailer. They shouldn't show anything because it has to do with spoiling Endgame.
Yeah,
because he lived.
I mean,
so
we all know he's going to live though, because the movie's announced. It's not like.
But you know what? They're gonna start if they start saying stuff in Spider-Man: Far From Home that Tony Stark's funeral, Tony Stark died. People are gonna be like, what the f?
They won't do it. If anything,
I don't know about that.
I think the trailer will be from the villain Mysterio's point of view. It'll be a villain narrating like, you've had your time, Spider-Man. Now get ready for the ultimate challenge. And it will just be clips with Mysterio talking.
Which we know that the after-credit scenes is going to be the person that hired Mysterio to steal the Stark technology. It's probably going to be Dr. Octopus, Otto Octavius. But if it was actually Alfred Molina, like they did with the Trickster.
Or nothing.
No, but like the Trickster, Mark Hamill was in multiple universes as a Trickster. Different tricksters. Like if they did Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, I would lose my shit. That would be great. So one of the after credit scenes is going to do with Sinister Six, and another one is going to do with probably Tony Stark being alive again. That's probably what's going to
happen. Maybe there won't be an after credit scene this time.
No, there will be.
They need to slow it down. They're getting a bit stupid lately, the after credit scenes. Like the ant plane.
I mean, they need to make them memorable. Like really, some of them were. Then after a while, it's like you have an after credit scene to have an after credit scene.
That's what we're on. They need one after credit scene, not two or three.
Well, Guardians had how many?
Oh, they were stupid.
They had a lot.
They were stupid. This is going to be, this is going to be big, this movie.
I can't wait for this movie.
Surely, this is like the thing, besides a Star Wars Episode 7, surely this is like the thing you always waited to see in the movies.
Yes.
You never thought that they would ever go this far and make this into a movie.
What, me?
Surely, when you were a kid, No.
No, that's just the opposite. I always felt that superhero movies would be the most money thing. I've always said I liked Guardians of the Galaxy before people even knew what Guardians of the Galaxy was.
But
so
when Superman 3 was coming out, you were like, superhero movies never get to Infinity Gauntlet.
See, when I was listen, no. First of all, two different companies, okay? And if you were into comics, you would know that. Like, not everybody would know that. They'd be like, oh yeah, superhero. But back then, all we had was DC movies.
Yeah. And
I was like, when Marvel comes out, it's gonna be over. Like I always said, like Marvel comes out, like these movies, it's gonna be over. Like they're gonna show them how it's done. I've always felt that way. I've always felt, I was like the silent minority. I'm like, one day there's gonna be the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I said it all the freaking time.
Surprised you?
I was not surprised. I was glad. And I still think there's still potential for other characters to have movies too. I mean, I don't see now they're just throwing movies to the wall, which I don't like that. Just to have movies, and I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work. Like, I'm under the understanding that there should not be 3 Marvel movies a year.
Yeah,
because I kind of feel it's forced. Like. Poor Ant-Man and the Wasp suffered from, a connector. Like, it was only really there so they could have something about Infinity War. It was never going to be by itself totally. And it was so... Ant-Man was great, but this was okay. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have the umph. It was the first time ever in history that I didn't go see a Marvel movie.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
Because
I was like, because you know what it is? My whole philosophy with that is, you're on a high, you see Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
Now you're popping out another Marvel movie that's supposed to take place before that, and nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
They have to, they should be Avengers 3, and then Avengers 4. You know, and nothing in between.
It should have been a whole year of nothing.
Right, nothing in between, right?
Yeah.
What we're getting now is, I think, even though it beat Ant-Man and the Wasp beat Ant-Man, I think that, like, they need to leave it alone. Like, you can't have him involved with all. Just do your thing. But they got to do it where it's good, though. Like, great. Not just, it can't just be average. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp was average.
Yeah.
It wasn't really,
well, to your point,
right home.
Are you going to come out with a huge, like, cliffhanger movie? Or, like, a cliffhanger? Could you imagine, like, I'm going to bring it up again. Doctor Who.
Yeah, you know what? This is live stream. Like, some people don't know what Doctor Who is.
Well, there's a big finale. Save for something, little inside joke. World Enough in Time, last year. Are you going to do that episode, and then the next week you're going to have Christmas, then you're going to do the finale after? No way. It doesn't make any sense. So why would you do Infinity War and then go, now we're going to have it?
Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's exactly, like, you don't. This is why it's a business mentality. Like, they think it looks good on paper.
Yeah.
Just the same thing too. I think it's a huge mistake to have Captain Marvel before Avengers Endgame, because it's forced. It's like, if you would have made her character on her own without, she's the reason, like, because I have a bad feeling that, and they didn't show nothing in the trailer, but I have a bad feeling that after building all these characters for all these years, Captain Marvel was just going to step in there, beat the crap out of Thanos, game over. And I don't want that, because that's kind of cheap. That's not fair. Everybody should defeat Thanos, not Captain Marvel. You know, you're making her like the savior of the Marvel Universe, and I don't really like that, because she's not really. Come on, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's sort of like a social. I don't like that garbage. Like just plus her trailer. Look, I like Captain Marvel, but like, where's the soundtrack? Where's the, with Thor Ragnarok, you had, like, it got you going, like, you know, like, they're just like Captain Marvel. It's like it was like, okay, I'm Captain Marvel. It's like, all right,
Marvel. I wouldn't have done an Ant-Man 2. Because I don't think...
I would have, but I would have waited.
Yeah, not yet. I would have done it next July, just after Spider-Man 2 comes out.
Right.
Later. Because...
I wouldn't have did that whole Accords thing. That whole Accords thing is annoying as hell and stupid.
I know it is.
Because then you limit your ways to do superhero movies, because they can't be superheroes. That's whoever created that, the stupidest waste of time I've ever seen.
At the same time, I love Civil War. It's like my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I just love that.
But the Accords should have in other words, the Accords, after it was created, should have got eliminated right after. But to make it like people suffered because they helped out Captain America, that's terrible.
It's nice to have some consequence to a movie, though, if you know what I mean.
No, you do. You need that.
Yeah. Because I think if you just kind of wrapped up the Accords like it was nothing, Civil War would have been useless, and it would have.
You could have had a movie that the Skrulls created the Accords, and they're like, well, they're not. Just like Supergirl. In the Supergirl, they found out the president of the United States, Linda Carter, who used to be Wonder Woman, and back in the day, she's an alien. So like, she's out. She's not the president no more. Anything she made a bill was eliminated.
All you have to do is show General Ross, like, from behind, like, he'll like twitch. Yeah.
Well, that's what they would do, and then you would see, okay, that's eliminated.
I just feel like there's going to be so many movies. Like, we've already got so many sequels announced and original characters too. Like, how long before we get to the next Avengers movie?
Because supposedly
each Avengers movie is the end of each phase. So how many movies till then?
The next Avengers movie is probably going to be called like New Avengers or like something like that, because they're going to build a new team. Yeah. Like everybody. So you're going to have all the new guys spotlighted. You're going to have Doctor Strange. You're going to have Black Panther. You're going to have, Wasp. You're going to probably have whoever like they made movies with. Spider-Man's probably going to be in the Avengers. Like, that's big. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because remember, Amy Pascal said after Far From Home, the deal's over.
No, there's one more movie. No, there's one more movie. That. No. Well, here's the thing, because of Venom, the deal is going to be over. Probably.
Yeah. So what's going to happen? He's gone.
It's going to be very hard for. They're going to have to give a lot of money to get that going.
Do Marvel have enough trust to say to Sony, "We'll let you guys in on the MCU now"?
Well, that's what's going to happen. In order for them to get Spider-Man,
have to
you're going to see the Hulk show up in like a Spider-Man movie, or you're going to see all the Marvel characters show up because they want to make peace with Sony to get Spider-Man going for a long time. They don't want to lose it, but they're going to have to budge, and they're going to have to say, okay, well, then Tom Holland as Spider-Man is going to be in our movies, and you can't say no to that. And then they're going to have to budge.
I'd be happy to see Tom Holland go up against Tom Hardy.
Right, but that's not going to that potentially would be Venom 3.
Yeah,
because Venom 2 is definitely Carnage.
Yeah,
but Venom 3 would probably be that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with it because, like, and I know, I don't think anyone wants to see the new Avengers with Captain Marvel as the lead. No one in the audience wants to see that.
What they're probably going to do is they're probably going to have, at some point in time, Tom Holland bond with a symbiote, right? Then you're going to say that the symbiote went into the quantum realm, and then it wound up in that universe, and that's why he looks like that, because and they're gonna do it that way. That's the link to Spider-Man. That it's gonna be from a different universe, but it's.
It cut out again.
But anyway, this trailer. Who else is left? You're gonna have the denizens of Wakanda, right? That
I don't think you'll see. I don't think you'll see any of the side characters really have a.
Oh, you definitely will see everybody. It's almost 3 hours.
No, but I don't think like the main adventure of the story will be the main story. But people like Fury and that they're in Wakanda or whatever. But the story's not.
Fury is wiped out.
Yeah, the story's not going to take place in Wakanda. It's going to be the main Avengers together on an adventure, and I don't think that people like Shuri and War Machine will be there. I think it will be the main 6 or 7 Avengers. That's
it. They're going to be, like you said, Ant-Man in the Quinjet with them going back to the Battle of Manhattan in another universe, and that Captain America and that talking to those Avengers, and then trying to help them with their universe. They're going to create something's going to happen. They're going to build some type of weapon that's going to mess up the Infinity Gauntlet or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're going to do, but
they're going to like put some sort of thing inside the gauntlet.
Well, the gauntlet's not the only. See, the thing is, if they start, I don't know if they're allowed to even have it because Fox has it, but there's the device with Galactus, the ultimate nullifier. That's a weapon that'll wipe everything out. Like wipe things out.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Galactus yet.
Yeah,
I think Galactus. That's if it does happen, that'll be like Avengers 6.
Well,
if they don't reboot by then, we're just assuming that it's going to keep going. It could be rebooted by Phase 6.
Then they're not going to reboot the MCU. Period. Yeah. MCU is going to be like Star Wars. You're not going to reboot, any of the Star Wars. So the MCU is going to be existing for like 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and it's going to keep continuing. So you're not going to ever because you don't realize how much damage that would cause.
But what if they want to do Iron Man again, and they can't because Tony Stark's gone and dead?
You can, because you could do somebody else gets the armor.
It never works though, does it? When they try that,
believe me when I tell you, they are not looking to reboot anything because everything's making the money, and it's not. We're not at the point yet that they're going to get their first failure yet. You know,
If,
when they
if,
get their first failure, it just may be a first failure, and then they may not have failures for a while. But
if Steve and Tony are gone, say this is the last Avengers movie for a while without them, who is on the front of the Avengers poster for the Avengers 5? Who's at the front of the team?
Spider-Man.
Really?
Yes.
Do you think he's popular enough?
What?
I don't think he is anymore. I think
Wait,
the audience
okay.
has lost interest.
Hold on a second. According to merchandise sales all over the world, the #1 selling superhero, period, is Spider-Man. Spider-Man sells more than Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all put together times like 27, 26, whatever. So like there's no question that Spider-Man generates the most money in the entire world, right?
So what if they don't have
The whole plan with him is they were building him up. He's going to be in the Avengers. He's actually going to be in Avengers. Then they're going to maybe even at some point in time, maybe he could even leave the Avengers. But he's going to be in the Avengers, absolutely. Okay.
They lose the rights before then.
Who's the what?
What if they lose the rights before then back to Sony? Who's going to be? Is it Thor leading the Avengers then?
Well, Thor. They're going to do something with Thor. There's going to probably be a Thor 4.
Yeah, there will be a Thor.
You can't just have Iron Man and Thor and Captain America go away. So what I'm predicting is going to happen is you're going to have a Captain America movie with Chris Evans and then some other person. And then he's going to pass the torch or whatever. You're going to have, but he's going to come back as Captain America later on. You're going to have a Thor movie that, you know, maybe will tie in with the Loki stream like thing, whatever. Loki's going to be back too. But at the end of the next Thor movie, there will be a female Thor.
Yeah.
That is basically, you know, whether it be Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, which all of a sudden is interested in being in Thor again because she knows she's going to be the hero. So at the end of Thor 4 will be a female Thor, and then that will happen, and then she'll die, and then he'll come back.
I think the trailer's already got like 400 million views.
Really? I kept saying in circles, like on Twitter and everything, that there will be an Iron Man movie, but it'll be called like Iron Man Legacy or whatever, where there's a thing with it that someone will take over as Iron Man, maybe Riri Williams, or maybe, you know, whatever, or maybe they'll introduce like Arn Stark, which he's a relative of, you know, and like, you know, I don't agree with what's going on in comics now, but like he's an evil Iron Man that the Avengers might have to take out, you know, or he's from the future or whatever. Once everybody comes in, you got Kang the Conqueror, you got Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom will be in the Fantastic Four movie, but they will make him eventually like the main threat next, probably. Or Kang the Conqueror.
It feels so crowded.
No. But here's the thing. Eventually, they got to get it where it is relevant to have 3 movies. Not just using these movies. These movies, like, when they did all, you know, yes, they had a plan, but you would never have an Iron Man movie that would be only for, like, the story that's overall. Like, Ant-Man and the Wasp was ruined that way.
Yeah.
You know? I really want them to have an Ant-Man 3, but I don't want them to do anything else other than, you know, because it's going to mess it up. You know? Now, Captain America, it worked for him because he lives, breathes, dies as a hero. So, of course, having the Avengers in his thing would make sense, like, all the time. You know? I didn't agree with it at first because I was really angry about it because I'm like, I don't want them. You know how I feel about Iron Man being in Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And me and Billy had a feud too because Billy had said his, you know, one thing, you know, if anybody's questioning me, like my knowledge with Spider-Man, I get like crazy. That's like questioning my man. But someone who loved Spider-Man Homecoming, who probably reads comics like I do. I don't know if they read as much as I do, but the person's like, well, I would suggest he reread all the Spider-Man comics because if he did, he would like Homecoming. No, because like Iron Man was not a part of that in the beginning with Spider-Man, and no, I wouldn't. And I've read the comics so many different times. You're not going to get me to like Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm sorry. You know, I'm allowed to not like one movie, but I hope with Spider-Man Far From Home, you get away from the nonsense with, you know, Avengers and Iron Man, and you just deal with Spider-Man being Spider-Man. You know, growing up in school, working for the Daily Bugle, you know, like Parker Luck, you know, like different problems he has, girlfriend issues, whatever, you know, and do a proper Green Goblin, not like the crap from Amazing Spider-Man one. But
that's awful.
Yeah, that was awful.
We'll see where they're going.
I actually going to tell you right now, Sony, if you do not do a Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire, because the multi-universe theory is all over the place, you could technically do a Spider-Man 4 that could lead into a Spider-Verse movie with Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and all these different things. You would make billions. So if you don't do a Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, you know, friggin' William Dafoe, Alfred Molina, like, you know what, like, John Malkovich was going to be the Vulture, right? I mean, like, you got the Lizard.
I've given up hope.
You know what? You need to do it. Spider-Man 4. You should do that before you do, like, Aunt May, the movie, and I know they're planning it. Please don't. It's up and down every year. No, I don't want to see Aunt May visiting Target, elderly Aunt May, or making wheat cakes.
You want Tobey Maguire back.
Look, please, Spider-Man 4, think about it. Get Danny Elfman back. Just do it. Just do it, and I promise you, Sony, I promise you, you will make billions. I promise.
You reckon it'll make more money than Avengers 4?
Let me tell you something. You don't know, though. But as long as they have strong villains, you don't know. If you saw Tobey Maguire fighting the Sinister Six,
yeah,
like, come on, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, forget about Venom and all that other stuff. We don't need that, you know. But like, if you saw that, like, actual villains, oh my God, you lose your shit. No, come on. You know it would be the most money Spider-Man made in history. It would beat Homecoming in seconds.
I don't think so anymore.
I do.
I used to think so, but now
I do. I am a firm, but listen, just like I had faith in when I was reading Guardians of the Galaxy way back in the day, and I was like, this would be a great movie. Absolutely.
Also, it's too early for a Star Wars trailer. It's too early.
I agree with that. See, here's the thing. Tomorrow we're gonna have a Spider-Man trailer, and I'm like, really? The day after Avengers? Like,
Star Wars,
and then Godzilla on Sunday, which is like, wow. Space it out a little bit.
In June. Star Wars is coming out in December.
Next year.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a teaser, though.
What I think they're going to do is a montage.
Kylo Ren, he's going to be in the mask. They're going to do whatever. They're going to show Leia. They're going to show Rey. It's not going to be that much you're going to see.
I think they're going to do a montage of the first 8 movies, and it's going to end with Kylo Ren sitting on the throne. It'll end with a shot of him sitting on a throne.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to go that far back.
Really?
No, because they don't have the rights to certain things yet either until that deal is done. Also.
Yeah, true. That sucks.
Yeah. So.
This is So I think we're excited, and we're going to see the movie.
Oh, I think we're going to see it multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Infinity War 3 times.
I have freaking Thanos stuff all over the place too. Like I started to get Thanos. I got the little Funko Pop with the big glove.
Yeah, I remember going to see it. I saw it the second time with my dad, and he said to me, if the next Avengers movie is going to be like the biggest movie ever,
yeah, Oh, it's going to blow Infinity War away, by the way.
You're crazy. I'm like, this was going to be the biggest movie ever.
You know why it's going to be a bigger movie? Because they lost.
Yeah.
And everybody's wanting to see them win. And everybody was shocked at the end of that movie. They're like, oh, I can't believe it's over. I can't believe it. Like, everybody was like, oh my God. You know, it's like, oh my God. Like, they actually did it. You know, like a sad ending. It was like, oh, and kids were crying. I mean, kids were traumatized. Like, you know, upset, might need counseling. It was crazy. And thank God, all those kids are going to be back in the theater because, you know, the parents had to deal with that the whole year. Sales, you know, they had to buy them figures. Oh, no, look, Spider-Man's all right. Look, there's a toy. Oh, no, here. No, the kids are going to, let me tell you something. 3 billion, maybe even.
Jesus Christ. No
I'm sorry.
way.
I'm sorry. It might be. It might be.
There's no way it could be that much.
It might be. There's a lot of upset kids this whole year. I'm telling you.
Really think so?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. This I don't understand. You imagine if you were a kid and you saw that happen? You'd be traumatized. Seeing all your heroes dead.
Traumatized.
The villain wins. When did you ever see that? It's like, you know, come on. These kids are all upset. The little kids are all upset. Come on. Now they're a year old.
It always happens in Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. It always goes back to Doctor Who, doesn't it? Yeah. If Robert Downey Jr. had his way, he'd be the Doctor. He went to the award show with the sonic screwdriver for an 11. Hey? Robert Downey Jr. loves Doctor Who. He went to the thing with the sonic screwdriver. He's like, you know.
Probably gave it to me. He probably didn't know what it was.
He knows. They know. They know. Tom Hanks is Doctor Who fan.
Is he?
Yeah, they know. What do you think? Like, look, I understand, like, right now. Let's get back to Avengers. With this time, listen, we got a big Doctor Who announcement, too, besides this Avengers thing.
Oh, the Daleks in the New Year's special.
Christmas special, which we called that. But anyway, yeah. All right, so we're going to end this, I guess.
So you're going to the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, stay tuned, kids, because your favorite heroes are going to be back. Avengers Endgame next year. Hang in there. All right. Great trailer, by the way. Great trailer.
Yeah.
Way better than Captain Marvel, which...
Well, we got nothing, but we got enough.
We put a better Captain Marvel trailer out there. Put a little effort into it maybe next time. That was just no effort whatsoever. It's like the guy that does like a regular trailer of like stupid shit did that trailer.
Stupid shit.
Yeah, like it's just like a person walking down. It's like, do you realize how plain that was?
Yeah.
Really? That's like going to get pizza without the cheese. Like there was nothing.
I'm not gonna fight
there. I was like, I'm Captain Marvel. I don't remember who I was. I think I was somebody. And then you see like all powerful, like destroying ships and shit. It's like
not a very interesting character, is she?
No, she's a great character, but obviously the person sucks at making trailers for Captain Marvel.
I feel like Captain Marvel, like the actress that they cast, needed to be a bit feisty.
Yeah, she kind of looks like
too plain, a bit too monotonous.
She kind of looked like she's reading a cue card, doing Saturday Night Live, not remembering her lines, and like.
I'm not when you think.
Yeah, like from the side. Yeah, no, I know.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it. Like, you know what I mean?
Fury, don't play with the cat. It's like.
Fury, don't play with the cat.
I'm like, that's an MCU trailer? Holy shit! Did you have like a DC person do that? Like, oh my god, that trailer was horrible. Horrible.
700 million.
It's still horrible.
700 million, I think it'll make at the box office.
550.
Listen to this.
Really?
Right? Captain Marvel, 700 million. Spider-Man, $1 billion. 1 billion for Spider-Man.
Wow. Yeah, no, you know what, Mysterio? Yeah, billion one.
Aladdin, 800 million.
No, Aladdin would be $1 billion.
Lion King, 2 billion.
Yeah, okay.
Dumbo, 600 million.
No, Dumbo will be higher.
Toy Story 4, 1.5 billion.
Oh, Toy Story 4 is going to be bigger than that.
Frozen 2, 1.5 billion.
I don't know about that.
Frozen 1 was massive. It's like the
seventh highest
movie ever.
listen, I don't know about one. That's a little.
Star Wars 9, 2 billion. Yeah,
Listen.
they got JJ back.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, but they got JJ back.
No.
He
Last
made
Jedi. No. Last Jedi kind of.
they're not done. JJ, he can bring it back easily. He can bring it back. This is what the problem, right? The episode 9 is the last movie of the decade. It's the last blockbuster of the entire decade, and it's also coinciding with the opening of the theme park. Right? They're not going to let the theme park fuck up. They need that theme park to be packed. So they need to make sure episode 9 is the best Star Wars movie that's ever come out. And they need to market it in a way where that's why they're probably starting marketing now, because they want everyone in the fandom to be excited. They want everyone to be excited. So they're going to go balls to the wall in marketing. They're not going to hold anything back this time. You're going to see Luke in the trailer. You're going to see Lando in the trailer. You're going to see whoever's coming back. If the Emperor's back, you're going to see him in the trailer straight away.
Oh, wait, we got some comments. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, hit us.
Okay, so we got Sally saying hi, guys. Okay.
Hi, Sally.
Tyler, I think they are trying to set up a new era. For example, Surrey deals with tech, Captain America to be replaced with Captain Marvel, and I'd be surprised if Thor dies.
I just don't think that that's enough. In response to Tyler's comment, I don't think that's enough to get $2 billion next time, though. I don't think there's enough fans of Captain Marvel and Shuri.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. I have said the nanotech is the best suit Tony's going to get, and Captain has lost the whole stand-up for his country thing, and Thor's got Stormbreaker, so they could literally kill them all. Black Stang says, what about the Black Widow movie taking place in the mid-2000s with Winter Soldier, the bad guy? Now, I think it's going to take place in present time.
I don't know. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Tyler, yeah, I would say that the ones they haven't finished is Hawkeye, Black Widow, Hulk. The Hulk, they still don't have completely the whole rights to, and
I haven't finished with Thor yet. They're not done with Thor yet.
No.
Well,
I realized that we never had Namor.
Ragnarok was
before Aquaman.
Yeah.
You know, Namor was in the 30s.
Do you think we're going to see a Namor movie?
Eventually. Yeah.
That's like the missing piece now, isn't it?
I think we'll have Namor in a Fantastic Four movie. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get
like
a Fantastic Four movie
Fantastic Four 2 Atlantis Attacks or something.
I don't think we're getting Fantastic Four yet.
Fantastic Four 2021.
The property right now, the Fantastic Four property, in terms of the cinema, it's too damaged from those last 3 movies. It's too damaged.
Well, they just put the comic back out, and they're building it up. Dan Slott, who is was made such money for Spider-Man like they've never seen in their life. Dan Slott has taken over Fantastic Four and Iron Man. So, and Nick Spencer did that.
They're building the comic back up, but in terms of like movie people like me,
no, I think it's time. I think it's time.
Marvel, but you need to. You probably agree with me on this. If you're going to bring it back, you have to tease it in another movie first and get the audience excited first in another movie.
What I think they could do is if they did
that White Stark Tower in New York,
they could have did in Captain Marvel that the rocket went off and they got lost and they went to a time warp, and yes, they come back to Earth now, but they have powers, but they're from the 80s or something. They could have did something like that, or I don't know.
No, but I thought Reed Richards bought Stark Tower in Homecoming.
But then they're saying it's Oscorp.
Oh, that's true. Could be.
We don't know yet. Yeah.
I'm excited to see more Spider-Man stuff. It's like I can't.
Oh God! When I saw Mysterio, I'm like, yes. I love Mysterio.
Well, you know that Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, but the problem is that Homecoming was just so childish and basic to me that I can't get excited for anything more.
Billy had this big thing. I don't understand why Billy, Spider-Man is not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't whine. He doesn't. The villains don't think, oh God, this kid's gonna kill everybody. Like it was
They
never like that. When
they always say like we're going to do it like the comic, right? And you and I both know he was only in high school for a tiny part of the comics.
Yeah, and the thing is too, the spider sense guided him though. You know what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to have the spider sense right away. The first inkling of anything, the call come, you know, like he leaped on the spider sense. So he can't survive without the spider sense, and the spider sense make it where basically he's not afraid of heights and different things too. Like also,
there were good parts in Homecoming like that were sensing towards, because remember the bit where he went down to find Vulture and he got trapped under the rubble. That was
that's but you know I just the whining is too much. Like, oh, isn't Homecoming great? Spider-Man got trapped in a van. Oh, isn't Homecoming great? Great. Spider-Man got trapped in a warehouse. Like he's talking to the suit. Oh, Stark is making his webs now. It's
and
like
CGI. Look
he's
terrible.
Supposed to be a genius. He's supposed to be inventing his own web fluid. He's supposed to have his own suit. You know, like he doesn't need to be a Stark suit.
But have you watched
Iron Man? No.
The suit is animated, like it's completely cartoon.
I don't want Tony Stark having anything to do with the suits. It's like Peter Parker is supposed to be super intelligent. He's supposed to use his brain to figure out stuff. And it's not good when you have a suit that does it for him. It's like, that's not Spider-Man. Like, there's nothing in the classic comics that would make me like Homecoming, because there's nothing to do with Homecoming in the classic comics.
Yeah. Like, who's Michelle? Who's Ned?
Well, Ned is a character that becomes he's different in this universe, but he becomes the Hobgoblin. It's like a whole thing. But like he's not Asian though. He's not Asian though. In you know.
He's too fat to fit in the Hobgoblin suit.
It's not. It's a different universe. He's not Asian in the comics, but they have to change everything. Like they make Liz black when she's white. They do, whatever. It's like okay.
Harry. Well, no Harry.
Yeah, we're not gonna have Harry. Yeah.
It's going to be the same thing with Amazing Spider-Man. They were friends as little kids, then he comes back years later. Like
no, but that's the whole thing. They have to be friends for a while.
But they're not.
Like,
they're not, because he's not at school with him.
He has to be in school. They have to bring him in. Is this a sophomore year now? Or is it junior year? I don't know, but they have to.
Junior year.
I guess he's a junior now. They have to have Harry in there. What?
Was he a freshman in the first one? Or was he a sophomore in the first one?
Not sure. I hope he appears though, because they gotta, All right, we're gonna get out of this one. I have to go for a few minutes. Hope you guys, if you want to see the trailer, look at the description below. Hayden, if you're gonna be around a few minutes, I want to just do a Doctor Who thing before I go. All right?
Yeah, I'll pop in.
All right, take care. Bye for now.